is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. Before we get started, if you have not yet and are new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. Guys, today what we are going to be getting into is I'm going to break down every best player we got on a weekly basis. So week 1 best player, week 32's best player, and up to the week in which we got Yao Ming, and then last week, you know, we got those NBA's backpacks. So I'm going to be going over every single week which was the best player that we got in that week. So it'll be kind of, you know, a refreshing moment just to look back to like every single player and that type of stuff. So guys, without further ado, let's hop right into the video. In the very first week of NBA 2K20, well, before the game was even released, we realized that Sapphire George Muresan would be on, you know, the reward boards for tokens. Now, we didn't realize how good he would be. He's 7'7". 7 feet 7, okay? Now the thing is, it says he has 25 speed, but this card was the fastest card in the game for like the first 3 or 4 weeks. Almost the first month, he was the best card in the game because he was the fastest card in the game at 7'7". All you had to do with him is shoot post hooks and hop step, and guys, this card was absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but for his time, if you guys know, you know. Headed into week 2, we did get this Diamond J.R. Smith, who for his time was very, very, very elite. Had a 92 3-ball, you know, you just look at his stats. Now they don't look super good, but he was pretty elite. Badge-wise, pretty elite as well. 26 gold badges, 6 of them on Hall of Fame. And he really did have everything you need. You guys see the gold steady shooter. A lot of cards early on in the game did have that steady shooter badge, but he had that gold clamps, and for that time was super, super important. This J.R. Smith was very good for a week 2 card. In the 3rd week of September, we did get this amethyst Kobe Bryant card, who is super, super good. I think people will still use them in the first 250k qualifier. You know, looking at his attributes, he did have a 84 3-ball, good driving dunk, 88 speed, which was very, very elite, decent lateral quickness. Badge wise, no steady shooter, gold range, gold quick draw, and for his time, bronze clamps was good enough. Heading into week 4 is when we got our first Prime Series 1 player, and that's when the stats really kind of took over, because for his time, this John Stockton card was ahead of his time, and even at 6'1", he could do it all. 9 Hall of Fame badges, and he had that Hall of Fame clamp, so he's a very elite defender, and nobody was running tall point guard, so he did have that gold quick draw, gold range extender, and really had amazing stats, you know. If you look at it, he also did have the steady shooter badge on gold, which I remember you could green heavies with if he did have takeover, but I hated steady shooter as a whole. But on this John Stockton card, for his time, was a lot less noticeable with his 95 3-ball. This John Stockton card was very good for a week 4 player. Hopping into week 5, you know, start of October, we got this Diamond Steve Franchise card, who was very, very good for his time as well. It was either Steve Francis or John Stockton were who people were running at the point guard position. Francis had a lot of badges as well. He had more total badges than Stockton. Stockton had better overall badges. But just look at all the badges he had. I mean, he had a ton of badges. As you guys can see, he, you know, where's his? I knew he had steady. He has that silver steady shooter, which is better than it being on gold. But the problem with this Steve Francis card is he had no defense at all. So he was an instant low buy. People were running 5 out, and this guy couldn't guard a tree. It took me up until our first Evo card to really start using 2K database. I didn't even realize I was on the wrong website. I apologize for that. But yeah, the first week of October really was when the qualifiers happened, right? You know, qualifiers happened October 14th, I do believe, maybe a little after. But we got Terratros, I think it was the day or 2 days before. I think it was the Friday before, and so I grinded him out, got him ready for the qualifiers on Saturday, and he actually was crucial in helping me, you know, get that qualifying, berth. And really, you know, the defense, obviously, he doesn't have clamps, but offensively, he was the most elite card we had. He was ahead of his time on offense and kind of what he gave you. I mean, incredible speed, a great 3-ball, good driving dunk, decent lateral quickness. So, although he didn't have clamps, he still was 6'7" at the shooting guard position. The next card we got a week later was 6'3" Dave Bing. Now, I was never a huge fan of this card, but he did evo up to a pink diamond, in which he had a crazy good 3-ball. Good defender as well with that gold clamps, you know. You guys see, I mean, there's no range extender on this card, which hurt him a lot. But on the defensive end, he was very, very good. The set shot 4. I hate the release. That's really what it is. I'd never green with this release very efficiently. But a lot of people didn't mind this Dave Bing card. And he just was another pink diamond point guard that they offered. The last week of October, week 8, we did get a pink diamond Klay Thompson. I didn't personally lock this set in, but I know a lot of people who did. And for his time, he was absolutely elite. Great 3-ball, decent release. He just couldn't handle the ball at all. And he had, 82 speed, but he was a great defender as well. Gold clamps with a 95 lateral quickness, absolutely elite. Gold range extender, Hall of Fame quick draw. And for his time, probably, the top card in the game for this time, I do want to say. Week 9, we got 2 very good players. We got this pink diamond Tim Duncan and a diamond Paul George. And honestly, for their time, I was more excited about Tim Duncan, and I'll explain why. PG was great, but we had other cards that could kind of compete. Tim Duncan was the first center that was really a stretch big that could compete on the defensive end. 80 speed, decent enough. 70 lateral quickness for the time wasn't bad. First week of November, you got to remember. And Tim Duncan was pretty elite. It was only it was early January when he stopped playing for me. I had David Robinson, obviously, but until we got Bill Russell, he was my starting center. But him alongside this diamond Paul George were absolutely elite for the time they were in. This is only the 9th week of 2K. We got 2 guys that were absolutely elite. Most people would say Diamond Paul George was better, but for their time, I think Tim Duncan was the more important player. The next week, we all got a card we were waiting for, and that was a Giannis Antetokounmpo card. Now, although this card was super elite, he couldn't shoot hardly at all. 73 ball, no quick draw, and that really hurt this card a lot. But to say he's bad, you couldn't. He had 90 speed, great lateral quickness, and for the time we were in, was probably the best defender we had at the time. He was obviously the best defender we had. 90 speed, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Was the best defender we had 1 week after Tim Duncan. Coming in the 2nd week of November, we did get a diamond that evoed to a pink diamond Steve Smith card, and I don't remember this card. And for some reason, I don't remember this card. I love the Opal Steve Smith. I don't remember the Steve Smith card at all, but he had a great 3-ball, good driving dunk, good ball hit, good speeding. Yo. I don't know why, but for some reason, I don't remember this card at all. I don't remember ever playing with this card, and I don't know probably why I didn't. This card looks elite. Besides this steady shooter, he looks absolutely elite. He has a decent enough release. I don't know why, but I don't really remember this card too well. But there's no taking away how good this card was for his era coming in this 2nd week of November. Coming in the 3rd week of November, we did get a pink diamond Blake Griffin, who changed the game. He was just the biggest change to the game I saw pre-250. Because once he got in the game, people started running smaller lineups and had a quick, Blake Griffin running their offense. And he could. 85 3-ball, good driving dunk, decent enough ball handle at a 79. 85 speed, terrible lateral quickness. So that's the one thing. He wasn't great on defense, but nonetheless, he could do it all. He had a good release, no range extender, but defensive-wise, interior, he was pretty good. This Blake, for his era, was so good. Obviously, the best card for the 3rd week of November, and, he did his thing. I know some people even ran him in the 250K tournament in late January. Coming in 1 week later was my backup point guard in the 250K tournament. That was pink diamond Derrick Rose, 87 3-ball, great driving dunk, great speeds. This card was so elite. When this card came out, everybody had him. If you were a competitive player, you had him. 31 gold badges, 13 Hall of Fame badges. The gold quick draw, gold range extender. But he was the best rim running point guard pre-250K. Coming the 1st week of December, we did get Diamond Eddie Johnson, 88 3-ball, good driving dunk, 86 ball handle, good speed, lateral quickness. Just an all-around great player. I love this card. He had a great release as well. I think he has that Eddie Jones type release. Yep, same thing as Eddie Jones. And I just love this card. Gold quick draw, gold range extender. This was probably my favorite shooting guard. I honestly preferred Eddie Johnson over the Paul George. Coming in the 2nd week of December, we did get a diamond Lamar Odom, who was absolutely incredible. Pre-250K might have been my favorite card for how good most people thought he was. 6'10", small forward, power forward, had 40 gold badges, 7 Hall of Fame badges, 88 3-ball, 90 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 81 speed, but with the speed shoe and a coach, that got up there in an 86 lateral quickness. Look at his badges, man. He was absolutely so well-rounded, so elite with the base 11 LaMarcus Aldridge type release. Then just 1 week later, we did get the spotlight Giannis, which kind of overshadowed everything Lamar Odom was about. 79 3-ball, 95 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 95 speed with a 92 lateral quickness. Did have gold quick draw. Just look at how good he was on defense, man. Absolutely elite finishing defensively wise. Everybody that I know of ran this card in the 250K tournament. Then in the last week of December, I think it was the week of Christmas, we did get the pink diamond Tracy McGrady, which just changed the game. Because you guys got to remember, the behind the back was in the game. And to get a 6'8" guy that could do the momentum behind the back as well as T-Mac could with his Trey Burke type release, 96 3 ball, 97 driving dunk, 98 ball handle, 96 speed, 94 lateral quickness, like Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame range. This card changed the game. From this point on, the game was forever changed, and Pink Diamond Tracy McGrady will always have a special place in my heart. The next week, first week of January, we did get a Pink Diamond Bill Russell. He was not Evo'd, so I'm not going to Evo him because by the time 250K happened, he was not an Evo player. Yeah, he was. Actually, I digress. He was an Evo player. Yes, he was. My fault. I remember Evo was easy enough. You just had to make a certain amount of threes on domination. I thought he might have got a second Evo, but I was wrong. I was thinking of David Robinson. My fault. Bill Russell was the first week of January. You know, that Evo, did give him a 93 ball. Pre-250, 90 driving dunk. His ball handle was terrible. You couldn't dribble with the card, but then he was absolutely elite on defense. Just look at his defense. That's why he played for everybody in 250K, because his defense was good enough. He had a decent enough release. He didn't have a range extender, but he did have a 93 ball, guys. As we were nearing 250K, the next week we did get a Larry Bird Pink Diamond, and guys, 97 3 ball, good enough driving dunk, 86 ball handle, and was very good on the defensive end. Hall of Fame quick draw, Hall of Fame range, Hall of Fame clamps as well at 6'9". I mean, this card was very elite. 81 on ball steal tendency for that time. Not many people even looked at the stat. I don't even think I did. But this card was very, very good. Joe Mark, who won, 250K, had a huge shot with Larry Bird to really send him to the finals. So Larry Bird played a critical part in this era. 2 weeks before 250K, so this was the week before 250K, we did get a Kristaps Porzingis. Now, some people ran him on their 250K team. I just didn't, because I just, I liked Bill Russell at the time more than KP. If I do it all over again, I probably would run the same lineup. I don't think Kristaps Porzingis was like that. But for the time, there was no doubt he was super, super good. Did have that gold quick draw, gold range center at 7'3". Great three ball. He just couldn't dribble at all, but he did have a good speed, terrible lateral quickness. It's just on defense, he was an absolute liability. No matter how you put it, no clamps, intercept, or anything. He was a liability on defense. Didn't play for me in 250. Before this time, he was a very good player in week number 20. Leading up to pre-250K, week 21, the last week before 250K, we did get a Pink Diamond Kawhi small forward shooting guard that changed the game. He really did. 93 ball, good enough driving dunk, 86 ball, 90 speed with a 97 lateral quickness, gold quick draw and gold range, but we had never seen a defender like him, ever. I mean, we had it. He had clamps, interceptor, intimidator, pick dodger, pickpocket, pogo stick, and tireless defender. That was like such a rare combo at that time. This Pink Diamond Kawhi played on almost everybody's 250K team and was absolutely elite defensively. He overtook the Ray Allens and Brandon Roys of the world for that specific time. I guess Brandon Roy came out with Kawhi, didn't he? I think they came out at the exact same time, because I think Brandon Roy was with Kawhi, if I'm thinking of it right. And they both ended up on my 250K team, but I did play Kawhi over Brandon Roy. This next one hurt. The week after 250K, we did get a Pink Diamond Magic Johnson, who was absolutely elite. 84 4-ball, absolutely incredible. Did have that Pro 3 behind. No, yeah, he did have the Pro 3 behind the back. Was very good. 2K started February off with a bang, releasing this Pink Diamond Dwayne Wade, who was incredible. 93 3-ball, 95 driving dunk, 92 ball handle, 96 speed, 96 lateral quickness. He was elite, man. This card was elite with his base 98 type release. Pro 3 behind the back, good tween for 3 hunting. And he wasn't that bad on defense for his time. Now he's terrible, but a 6'4" point guard in that era was still pretty good. Hopping into week number 24, where I do think this was the first Opal that was packable. This was Galaxy Opal Michael Jordan, absolutely incredible. 94 3-ball, incredible driving dunk, ball handle. This is the card, stat and badge wise, that changed the game. 38 Hall of Fame badges. He did only have gold range and gold quick draw, but defensively, 98 on ball steal tendency was absolutely ridiculous. Moving Pro 3 behind the back. Then it was on to the All-Star break, in which we did get moments. Kawhi, who still could be used today. 97 3-ball, incredible driving dunk, 86 ball handle, and just incredible animations on defense. 6'7" at the small forward position, guys. 80 on ball steal tendency, Pro 8 tween. This Kawhi Leonard card was incredible. If only I realized how good he was when he was released. Going on to week 26 is when we did get Galaxy Opal Tracy McGrady, and since the Pink Diamond T-Mac, we hadn't seen anything like this offensively. Pink Diamond Dwayne Wade was nice, but this Opal T-Mac was just different. Plus, he had Hall of Fame clamps at 6'8", could hold his own on the defensive end. Trey Burke type release, but guys, just look at his stats. This card was absolutely elite. By far the best player for his era after 250K. I do believe. Maybe not, because, we just got the Pink Diamond Kawhi the week before, but Tracy was just so different, man. Offensively, by far the best player in the game. A week after that, we did get the point guard Giannis, who was just absolutely ridiculous still to this day. 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, 30 Hall of Famers, 18 gold badges. The Diamond Ben Simmons was good at point guard pre-250, but he was the week of Lamar Odom, but this Giannis was just different. He could actually shoot, had that range extender on gold, and just defensively was absolutely incredible. A week after that, we got the most dominant big that we've ever seen in Galaxy Opal Kareem for his time. He had a good release, 73 3-ball, isn't great, but his defense was just so over the top good. He just moved differently on the court, and just look at his defensive badges. So different. 7'2", 7'5" wingspan. There's only so much you can say about a card. If you played with this card for his time, he was the best defensive center for his time we had in NBA 2K20. After Kareem, we did see Magic Johnson, and this duo led me to straight success for the longest time. Straight like a month to 2 months. This duo is what helped me become, I would say for that stretch, I was, that's when I really excelled the most on this game. When Giannis had his, stretch with Reem, that's when I was at my best. He was just absolutely incredible. Offense, defense, he could do it all. He had 68 total badges, good tendencies, pro 3 moving behind the back. This Magic changed the game forever. Now, heading into April, the last week of March, we did get the big ticket. KG Galaxy Opal, 44 Hall of Famers, 22 gold badges, absolutely incredible. Besides his slow release, he was the best player that we had seen so far. His speed, lateral quickness, he was absolutely incredible. Now, I didn't lock this card in, but you can make no comparison to how good this KG truly was. He was so good. His jump shot was a little slow, but how good he was on defense cannot be overlooked. Heading into the first week of April, week number 31, we did get Pink Diamond Dino, who, was very good. Kind of was like a Kareem type player. No range, but was incredible on defense, incredible on offense. Kareem still was better, but for this week, Dino Raja, with his 7'11" wingspan, was the best player. In week 32, we did get Glitch Shaq, and I thought he was going to be the best center in the game, but Kareem still held his own against Shaq. But Shaq was incredible. 93 ball. I, at the time, thought he was going to be the best player we'd see this year. I really, truly did. His release was terrible, but he did have the normal 2 behind the back, and you could dribble glitch like crazy with this Shaq card. Shaq was absolutely incredible for a week 32 player. In week 33, we did get kind of the first point guard, and when I was like, wow. Since Dwayne Wade, we got Hedo, who was incredible stat-wise. Even defensive stats was very good. Shooting-wise, absolutely incredible. There's just something about the way he felt. He didn't move as fluid as a Magic Johnson, so I still preferred Magic. But there was a short stretch during this week, which I thought Hedo was going to change the game forever. The very next week, we saw a point guard LeBron James. And I wasn't super high on him right when he came out. I don't know why, but because I didn't know how to tween. That's why. I didn't know how to tween as effectively as I do now. And boy, oh boy, LeBron's still a top 5 point guard in the game. And that's saying a lot with the point guards we have. He's still top 5. Pro 8 tween. I love his release. Hopping into May, week number 35, we did get our first Odom since the Diamond Lamar, and that's Galaxy Opal Lamar. And I love this card. Now, I didn't use him for the longest time, but when he came out, he was elite. 6'10", absolutely incredible. Did what the Diamond did, but did it at a better rate. Had the Pro 2 tween as well as the Pro 5 moving behind the back. I don't know what it was, but I didn't use this card for as long as I probably should have. The next week, we did get our fan favorites too, in which Pink Diamond Jeff Green was released. And this Pink Diamond Jeff Green was so good. 93 ball, good driving dunk, incredible ball handle. And the only thing that held him back was the gold rating standard compared to the Hall of Fame range. But defensively, he was absolutely elite as well. Looking at his SIGs, they weren't that great. But the jump shot, he did have a Pro 6 behind the back, which I liked. His tween wasn't good. But you can't take away his jump shot 50. This is an absolutely incredible release. And on Jeff Green, he was straight green with this. I absolutely love this card. We get Galaxy Opal Takeover Giannis in the 3rd week of May. 87 3-ball. And guys, you guys know the rest. This card. The only thing he was missing was the Hall of Fame range. He has the Pro 2 behind the back. Or the normal 2 behind the back. They changed that after people got mad. I think it was like Pro 6, Pro 5 before, something like that. But they ended up changing it back. And Giannis' release is good. The only thing I will say is his gold rating standard did hurt him compared to the Hall of Fame range. Hopping into week number 38, we did receive this glitched point guard, shooting guard T-Mac, and guys, he was the first sign of kind of like a GOAT type card with these stats. I mean, you can find hardly any flaws in his stats, even his badges, guys. He was so good. His on-ball steal tendency wasn't good. The Trey Burke release, decent enough SIGs. This Tracy McGrady was ridiculously good. Even when you compare him to his other T-Mac, this T-Mac is way better. In week 39, we did get Galaxy Opal PG. Now, I thought he was going to be better than he was. I mean, he wasn't that elite as he should have been on the defensive end. But still, looking at his stats and badges, you can't deny how good this Paul George card is. Tendency-wise, isn't that great. But if you like the Paul George release, you're going to like this Paul George card. And in week 39, Paul George was our best player. In June, you guys could have gotten Rudy if you had all the 12 rewards. And trust me, you wanted this Rudy card. 6'8", 7'3" wingspan, 50 Hall of Famers with 21 gold badges. Look at his stats. I mean, I don't even know what I can say. He has incredible stats. And, his 64 on-ball steal tendency isn't great, but incredible release as well as a Pro 8 tween. This Rudy card was so incredible and is still a top 5 shooting guard to some people in NBA 2K20. In the second week of June, we did get GOAT Kareem, 7'2", 7'5" wingspan, and I still loved the other Kareem at this time, and then we got the GOAT Kareem, and he changed my perception on cards as a whole. His tendencies aren't good, but, he has the normal 2 behind the back, and look, I could spend forever talking about Kareem. I thought he would be the best player we would ever see in any 2K game. In week number 42, we did get Galaxy Opal Kevin Durant, 6'10", 7'4" wingspan, guys, and I mean, Pro 2 tween, these stats, these badges, what more do you want me to say? Not great tendencies, but he does have the Pro 2 tween, decent enough release. You shoot a lot of straight arms, but man, this Kevin Durant card is incredible. In week 43, we did get the next set in which James Wiseman was in that set, and he had 55 Hall of Famers, 14 gold badges to go along with an absolutely elite release. 65 on-ball steal tendency, but yeah, he had the Chris Bosh type release, Melo's upper. I don't love his dribble SIGs in the full court, but in the half court, they are absolutely incredible. In the first week of July, we did get this small forward shooting guard LeBron, who did have that improved long athlete layup package, but he couldn't play the point guard position. He's still very elite as shooting guard or small forward. In week number 45, we did get our next center GOAT in Wilt Chamberlain, guys. Basically, Kareem stats, badges, it's all tendencies, release, that type of stuff, who you prefer. I prefer Kareem, but this Wilt definitely is amazing. It's just his release. His tween is good. This normal 5 tween is elite, but his release that really holds this card back from being better. 1 week after we got GOAT Wilt, we did get GOAT Shaq, and it's really a preference between the two cards, guys. It really is a preference. Shaq's got basically, it's a different release, but they're both terrible. Shaq's got the Pro 2 tween, which is it's definitely better than Wilt's tween, but Wilt's tween cannot be overlooked. But Shaq also has a Pro 5 behind the back, both incredible on defense. It's really a preference whether you liked Wilt or Shaq more. Heading into week 47 is when we saw the guy that I don't even know what I can say about this card. I mean, really, what do I say about this card? This card is the best card you will ever see in a 2K. If there's ever a better card than this card, I don't know what I can say, man. 7'6", 64 Hall of Fame badges, all 97 or above everything with an 80 on-ball steal tendency. Decent enough release. I mean, his dribble SIGs aren't great, but he has a great Curry escape, which is all that really matters on this Yao Ming card. He is absolutely the GOAT in NBA 2K20. In the last week before we'll get the GO packs, week 48, we did get the best point guard in NBA 2K20. Not a GOAT card, but he might as well be. Galaxy Opal Ben Simmons, 100 on-ball steal tendency, great stats, incredible badges. What do you want more? I mean, honestly, Pro 8 tween, what else could you want, guys? Ben Simmons is the best point guard in the game and is week 48's best player. That is going to wrap it up for every best player for each week of NBA 2K20 My Team. I hope you guys did enjoy me going through each and every one of them like I enjoyed coming up with this list, guys. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love y'all and have a blessed day.